Y'all, my mind has been spinning with the amount of cultural appropriation, cultural co-opting, and laundering that has been going on lately. Like, what is happening? It is 2026. From the latest colonization of Mahjong, I literally thought I was having deja vu, but no, this is happening again. And then this whole like Chinamaxxing trend. Hello, as a Chinese American, my mind is doing gymnastics. Being Chinese American is a whole complex thing, and people are making my culture trendy. I don't know, like my mind is having a hard time processing all this. And then there's BTS, who recorded a historically significant song with an incredibly interesting history that I didn't know about until all the controversy. They recorded a song that has roots with the Korean students at Howard University. And if you don't know Howard University, it is the Harvard of HBCUs. And yet, in their promo video or ad or video, I don't know exactly what kind of video it was, there are no Black people. How do you tell a story that takes place at Howard University and not show the true community there? All of this is problematic in storytelling and culture creating. So today's boba, we are going to talk about cultural extraction and how not to culturally appropriate other people's cultures, or even just unintentionally taking things without crediting the originators. I know that there are a lot of things that we've gotten used to that maybe we didn't think about where that history came from or where it came from to begin with, but it's time we start doing the homework, asking ourselves, checking ourselves. And when we intentionally erase a culture or try to improve it, make it more fun and exciting, like, you are missing the point. You are doing a disservice and a harm to the people of that culture. So before we get into all that, hi, I'm Justine, messaging strategist and copywriter for phenomenal equity-driven women and women of color entrepreneurs and leaders, here to bring our brands alive, our stories alive, with strategic messaging and storytelling that sells, without the ick and without cultural appropriation. All right, let's get into it. Okay, first, let's talk about truth-based storytelling, because when we are only telling half-truths or making half representations or partial representations or distorting representation, we are actually doing a disservice not just to the community we are hurting, but to ourselves too. Truth-based storytelling is not just something nice to do, something moral or ethical to do. It's a long-term business strategy, because when your storytelling is missing parts of it, the whole truth, your messaging becomes unbelievable. You'll lose credibility. But when you make an effort to honor the whole truth, you build trust and you build people who believe in you genuinely. And so you build long-term relationships with your audience. Truth-based storytelling attracts the right people. It makes word of mouth stronger because people feel confident in referring you. It also reduces churn and refunds and keeps your brand off the apology treadmill. Why is it so hard to tell the truth? My 6-year-old is brilliant at telling the truth. Almost too much sometimes. And I know sometimes facing the whole truth can be uncomfortable or painful or even vulnerable. But the more we make this the standard in our storytelling and our messaging, the more it becomes the norm. Okay, so how does extraction usually show up in storytelling and messaging? It shows up as using the symbol but skipping the story. Like with Mahjong, white women keep completely co-opting the tradition of Mahjong and trying to make it trendy by even recreating the tiles into things that lose their cultural significance. And then not even genuinely crediting where Mahjong actually comes from. There's no history, there's no education, there's no genuine appreciation for this game that brings families and generations together. It's not that Mahjong can't be played by other people of other cultures. No, it's amazing and it's wonderful that so many people are learning Mahjong. I love that. It's the dismissal and the erasure and the distortion of Mahjong's origin. The other way extraction shows up is skipping the pain, skipping the people, just like in this BTS video I mentioned. And BTS's global and cultural impact is so significant. They had such an opportunity to educate and to share a piece of history that I'm sure most people don't know about, and they messed it up. And I'm not sure if it was, the members of BTS who made this decision. I'm guessing probably not. I'm guessing it's probably like the record labels. And I see this all the time in K-pop. K-pop doesn't exist without hip-hop and rap culture. It is rooted in Black music and Black culture. We have seen over and over the K-pop industry forget this, ignore this, commit cultural, social blunders. And I love K-pop, but let's be real. There is sometimes a disregard for the racism within our own East Asian cultures. Extraction can also come from borrowing the win and skipping the cost. Just look at some of our holidays. So before you post, before you share something, before you hit send, think about who deserves credit here. Where did this originate from? Think about the context. What's the history or power dynamic here? And also consider the consequences. Who benefits from the story? Who gets flattened? We have a responsibility to tell the truth because our storytelling, our messaging creates culture. It transforms culture, it shifts culture, it shapes perception. We have to give credit where credit is due. We have to do our best to honestly honor people and their histories and their stories. If your work touches culture, power, and impact, it is important to regularly revisit your messaging foundation. Go back to your brand voice and messaging guide, not just to see, do I still sound like myself? Have I evolved? Yes, have you evolved? But to really look deeply at your messaging foundation to see if you are intentionally being thoughtful about the culture you are creating with your words, with your stories, with your messaging. You are leading in line with your values and the culture you want to live in. So if you're here to have a positive cultural impact with your business and your leadership, stick around and subscribe for more boba to chew on. Peace.